Question 7. Find the x-coordinate of the stationary point on the curve with equation y equals 6x minus 2x square rooted x cubed. So what this is saying, find the stationary point on the curve. So the stationary points are going to occur when the derivative of this equation is equal to 0. So you could even just write that out. So stationary points occur when dy by dx is equal to 0. So y equal to 6x minus 2 root x cubed. So you just want to write this as in an easy to differentiate form, 6x. Now some people might get tripped up by this square root. Don't try not to get confused by it. So this is just going to be x, and it's to the power of 3, x to the power of 3. And then this is the root, so the root's going to go in the bottom. So you could think of it as plant roots or roots for tree, but that's not really the reason for it, but that's a way of remembering it. So now you can differentiate. Dx equals, so this just becomes 6, this becomes minus times the power 3 over 2x minus 1 from the power, that just becomes 1 over 2. So this then becomes, of course this is times by 2 as well. Okay, so then the 2's cancel, which is quite nice. So this 6 becomes minus 3 root x. Okay, so, and we want dy by dx equal to 0 equal to 6 minus 3 root x. So minus 6 equals minus 3 root x, and minuses cancel, which is nice again, and then this then simplifies further. You can take 3 over there, that becomes 2 equals root x, so square both sides, and then this becomes x equals 4. And that's it, that's the answer there. So it's quite straightforward for 4 marks. So where do the marks come from this question? Well, you get 1 mark for writing in a differentiable form, you get 1 mark for starting to differentiate, and then you get your 2nd mark for completing the differentiation and equating it to 0, and get your last mark for x equals 4. Part B. Hence determine the greatest and least values of y in the interval 1 and 9. Okay, so that means we're going to be looking at the points between 1 and 9, and if this is our x and that's our y, we want to know where the least and greatest points are going to be. So we're going to have to check at 3 points that we've got information about x. We've got x as 4, 1, and 9. So we're going to check the y values at each of these points, and then we're going to see which is the greatest and the least. Okay, so we'll do when x equals 4 first. When x equals 4, y is going to equal 6 times 4 minus 2 to the power of 4 cubed. I'm going to just put into my calculator to save time. 6 times 4 minus 2 root 4 to the power 3 equals 8. When x equals 1, it's going to be, place this 4 for a 1. I'll write it out properly. Y equals 6 times 1 minus 2 root 1 cubed. So that just becomes 1 cubed is obviously 1. So it's 4. And then when x equals 9, y equals 6 times 9 minus 2 root 9 cubed. So typing that in, 9 and then to the power of 3 equals 0. Okay, so we've got 8, 4, and 0. So hence determine the greatest and least values of x and y. So the greatest value is y equals 8, and least value is y equals 0. So where'd you get the 3 marks from? Well, the 3 marks come from evaluate the stationary points at 4, and then you get another one for evaluating them at the limits of 1 and 9. Then you get your third mark for stating the greatest and least values at the end there.